But real quiet for me, just FYI.
And we are live. I'm trying to get our faces to pull up. For some reason, our faces aren't pulling up on stream. Hi, guys. We are just a blank picture right
Technical
now.
difficulties.
That's always
Yep.
fun. Give me like 5 seconds, guys, and I will get us back on track.
Right. Chris is the tech man here. I'm just the one who, I don't look good. I'm like just kind of
Hello,
there.
guys. You see half my face, and you see all of Dan. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Unless you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Well,
Or Seattle Seahawks fan. Nah, I hope you guys are having a great day.
Here's just the thing. I want Kansas City to understand they are the new New England, and we are not. We're gonna hate them for a long time.
My thing is, I don't want the Ravens to become the next Indianapolis Colts when they had Peyton Manning. Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
That.
That is true.
But yeah, welcome to Command and Cause, the Baltimore, D.C. area football talk show. I'm Dan, that's Chris, and we're going to talk about some stuff today. And this is the last stream that we're doing until I go on vacation, so we'll come back in a couple weeks. And Chris, are you live streaming the Super Bowl?
No.
No. Let's talk about that. Okay, so
right after
if you saw
this.
our live stream. Oh, yep.
Hey, we're back.
Okay, so if you saw our live stream, WTF?
What the flock?
We said, yeah, we're saying we're not allowed to curse today, but Kansas City, what the flock is going on? Because they started the season out, everyone thought they were going to just lose, and yet they're going to another flocking Super Bowl.
It doesn't shock me. If we're talking about the game, we'll go ahead and talk about it. That AFC Championship was one of the most miserable games I have watched. You guys saw our live reactions to it if you were on the stream, and if you were, we greatly appreciate you guys.
Unfortunately, I have to admit that I rage quit toward the end there.
Understandable. I don't blame you. I was holding out hope that we'd actually be able to do something, but unfortunately not.
Well, let me ask you. So the thing is, a lot of people, you were saying that like the referee crew heavily favors the opposing team, and I don't know what was going on with coaching. Like, they weren't making any adjustments. They didn't commit to a run game. It was basically just all Lamar. Like, they had OBJ. They had, like, 3 carries each for Justice Hill and for Gus Edwards. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, I'm like, the NFL is a business. They can change the outcomes of games if they want. And the thing is, Swifties are going to watch the Super Bowl. Because, as I'm sure that other people who are watching our channel, if you watch our other channels, you know that the NFL, they don't need us. They know we're going to watch. They're trying to get more views because they're a business. And they're trying to get the Swifties.
I am not a conspiracy theorist. I think the Chiefs were just playing better that game. Not even that they were playing better. The Ravens just beat themselves. I don't agree with a lot of the penalties that were there. There were a lot of penalties that weren't called, but at the end of the day, you have to line up and beat the other team across from you. And if that includes the refs, you got to beat the refs too. I mean, it's unfortunate that you have to, but the defense was able to hold them to 17 points and really didn't give them anything in the second half.
They didn't score at all in the second half. Yeah,
so. The Ravens' offense was just sluggish, and we made mistakes that. Zay fumbling in the end zone. If I was a wide receiver and I caught that ball, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have tried to get the touchdown there. I would have fumbled, but
Well, here's the thing. Here's our unrestricted free agents this year. As soon as I can get these ads to go away. Okay, so Patrick Queen, Justin Madubuike, Kevin Zeitler, John Simpson, Gus Edwards, Jadeveon Clowney, Ronald Darby, Geno Stone, Kyle Van Noy, Nelson Aguilar, Devin Duvernay, Malik Harrison, Tyler Huntley, Brant Irvin. There's like 20, like half the team are free agents, honestly.
Yeah, we're about to go. I was telling one of my buddies earlier, we're about to go probably from first to worst. This was the year that we had to win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying give up all hope next year, but we're not going to be 13-4, and then with that defense, we don't have our defense coordinator anymore unless we get Bill Belichick in there, which I highly doubt. He wants a head coach role, I imagine. But unless you get a Bill Belichick in there for a defensive coordinator role, I don't know any coaches that are going to be able to do what Mike McDaniel did. did for Mike McDonald did for the Ravens defense. He's probably one of the better coaches I've seen in a while. I wanted to replace Harbaugh in a couple years.
I mean, Harbaugh I think is good until at least 27 or 28, something like that. But
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, but out of all of those, I mean, so I think keep Justin Madubuike, keep
Justin
Gus Edwards,
Madubuike.
Madubuike. Yeah, I can't pronounce that.
You're good.
Keep Jadeveon Clowney if you can. Keep Kyle Van Noy. Nelson Aguilar will be cheap. Devin Duvernay is probably going to be cheap too.
No, he won't.
No,
not after the punt returns he's been able to do. He's a pretty good returner. He's gonna get
okay. Well, Nelson Aguilar could be, and him and Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers.
I think Nelson Aguilar would be a good pickup. I don't think we're gonna be able to retain Duvernay. I think he'll be cheap, but I think he'll be a more expensive cheap option. And the Ravens aren't really gonna keep him. Odell's not gonna be there next year.
He's not gonna stay.
Geno Stone and Justin Madubuike would probably be my choices on who I want them to keep, and Nelson Aguilar. A lot of the other guys are older. Jadeveon Clowney's amazing. He played great, but at the same time, I would rather us keep building on what we have now with the young defensive unit and just get some more veterans, unless they're going to be able to take a cheap contract, because the Ravens are kind of strapped on cash, in my personal opinion, just with everything they got going on. So, I mean, we just paid Roquan and we just paid Lamar, so we got to be able to put some cheaper options around them just to be able to build it. But I don't think we'll be 13-4 next year. I have to see the schedule first.
If we can get a good, we got Mark Andrews still for another couple years. I think if we can, possibly. I mean, Isaiah Likely was doing great this year. So I mean, if you could get a decent haul for Mark Andrews, yeah, do it.
And I like Andrews. I think Andrews is one heck of a player. He's a great guy. It's just at the same time, I don't know.
I don't want Lamar to be too dependent on him.
That's my thing. I like him being able to get the ball around, and Zay was making plays during that game. Andrews made a play on that game, but at the same time, we have Isaiah Likely behind him. I think Charlie Kohler's pretty good. I think we could trade Mark Andrews and get a decent haul for him from a team that really needs a tight end or something, yeah. And clear some cap space. That's just me personally. I would hate it at the same time because I love Mark Andrews, but.
Is Dalvin Cook? Did we just pick him up, or did we give him a contract?
No, he was a one year deal. He was the I call him Hitman.
Well, we literally had him for like 2 games, so I'm like, why?
And didn't use
I think we should keep Gus Edwards if we can.
Yeah,
but because Justice Hill is good, but he's not a starter in my opinion.
Justice Hill is a good receiving back. I would like to keep I'd like to keep Gus Edwards and Justice Hill. Those are the guys I want to keep.
Well, Justice Hill's under contract.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins is going to be gone. We don't need him because he's injury prone.
It's not
Tyler Huntley.
I want to say this though. He's not really injury prone. He was good all of college and high school until he got involved with the Ravens medical staff that they had at the beginning of this last year before they fired him all.
Well, maybe we can. I mean, he's good. If we can keep him, then possibly what we can do is see how he works on the new offense. But yeah, I mean, and I want to talk about Mike McDonald here in a second. But I think if we can keep Malik Harrison, possibly that'd be cool. Obviously, I mean, I think Patrick Queen's good, but let him walk. Don't care.
Kevin Zeitler would be awesome to keep. I just don't think it's gonna be realistic to let him stay. I mean, he deserves a contract. He deserves to go somewhere and play.
Yeah, so if we're looking at wide receiver, I could see us picking up a linebacker. I could also see us picking up another wide receiver in the first round.
I hope we don't pick up another wide receiver in the first round. I would rather us keep going with defense. We're going to have to replace some of these guys that are leaving. So, I mean, we got to see. I mean, we don't see what we have in David Ajabo and Owe kind of come together, but Ajabo hasn't.
Yeah, if we get rid of Justin Madubuike, I can't say that.
That's going to be a loss.
Well, we needed another defensive tackle then. But
yeah, someone to try to replace that. He's amazing, in my personal opinion. He's really coming to his own this year.
Yeah, I would like to see. Like, if you made me pick, like, out of 23, if you made me pick only 2, I would say Justin Madubuike and Jadeveon Clowney. Okay.
Mine would be Geno Stone and Justin Madubuike, even though Nelson Aguilar is a close third. I really like Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He surprised me this season. I thought he was going to be like a complete wash. But
I thought he was I was hoping he would do good because, I mean, he had a lot of potential coming out of college and he just had some bad raps where he went. So I think he got a good restart in his career. He might go somewhere like Kansas City next year and just light it up, to be honest with you. I know you don't want to hear that, but they're going to go after those cheap, good receivers.
Well, on that note, do we want to talk about the Super Bowl now?
No, I don't want to talk about them. Yeah, we talked about him.
All right, so honestly, like we should have seen it coming. Have you seen the memes about how COVID really started after the last Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers?
No, I have
But
not seen that.
yeah, it's like that Watchmen meme with like Dr. Manhattan just sitting. It's like it is 2020. The Chiefs and the 49ers are playing in the Super Bowl. It's an election year. It's Trump versus Biden or something like that. And it's like exactly the same. So
That's ridiculous.
yeah, but I okay, I'm rooting for the 49ers. Just writing it in there. I always said like if the Ravens don't make it, I'm rooting for whoever's in the NFC. Whether it was going to be the Lions or the I wanted the Lions to win, but obviously Dan Campbell's play calling was a little I don't he's very aggressive and he obviously that there's something to be said for that, but he I think made the wrong call a couple times.
Yeah, Dan Campbell definitely cost them that game. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. Kansas City could be going against the Dallas Cowboys, who I cannot stand, and I will be going for Dallas. The way Travis Kelce, no more. I hope the
Here's the thing
49ers
about
destroy them.
yeah, same. So okay, we'll talk more about
I'm
Swift
bitter.
here in a second. But okay, when it comes to I think the 49ers just the talent on that team like when the Ravens beat the heck out of them on Christmas or whatever it was, I was like, okay, this team is not making the Super Bowl. Obviously, though, they've overcome adversity, and I think Kyle Shanahan deserves a ring. I think it'd be awesome if Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, because I don't think a Mr. Irrelevant has ever won a ring, like, as a starter. I don't
No.
think. And then, who else we got? Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, George Kittle. I think all of those are really great players who deserve a ring.
Ayuk deserves a ring,
then,
too, after that
yeah,
catch he made. He's amazing.
absolutely.
To be honest with you, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I don't want them to. I 100% think the game's going to be like 24-21 Kansas City.
24-28 or something like that.
Yeah. And Kansas City's going to walk away with it. That's 100% what I think's going to happen, but I'm going with the 49ers, just like you.
I'm going with the 49ers. I think they need to be aggressive, and if they get a lead, the defense really needs to come up. Because Kansas City, their offense, like I said, they didn't score in the second half of the AFC Championship.
Nope.
So if the San Francisco defense can keep them in check, I think the offense has enough in line. Like I think we could see a running back, Christian McCaffrey, be MVP.
Oh, for Super Bowl?
Of the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think Lamar's going to get the regular season MVP. I think that's pretty much a given at this point.
Which is good. It's just unfortunate that we repeated 2019. But I think
that's what I was afraid of. Like a month or so ago, I was like,
hey, we won our first one.
Yeah, I was like number 1 seed. I was afraid of us choking in the divisional round, and then we didn't. And I'm like, okay, maybe this year is different. Nope. But at the same time, it's not Lamar's fault. I don't think. I mean, obviously he was part of it, but it was kind of like you ever play like Madden, like All Pro simulation. It's like these people cannot catch.
Yeah, that was what I was noticing. There was a lot of drop balls. I could make excuses for the whole entire Ravens the entire time, but like my thing is, at the end of the day, they lost, and it's because I think play calling was bad. That's just me. I think the defensive play calling was superb. I think it was. That's what I'm so mad that we do not have Mike McDonald anymore, dude. I'm not kidding. When he's gonna be a good head coach, I'll call it right now. I think Seattle will be in the NFC divisional round next year.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know if they're going to win the division because I don't know how many free agents San Francisco has at the end of this year. But so going back to Travis Kelce though, I do not have a problem with Taylor Swift. Like literally, I don't care. I think she's a talented musician. I think it's cool that whatever they're dating and they're happy. I just don't want to constantly be reminded about it. That's my only thing. It's like every time he like blinks, they show her in the press booth. I'm like, I get why they're doing it, but I'm just like, stop, please.
Yeah, it's aggravating, and I feel bad for her because it's not like she wants it. She's just there to watch a game. You know what I mean? And
my
but the way he played,
dissatisfaction is. Hold on. My dissatisfaction is not with her. My dissatisfaction is with the constant reminding, like, hey, did you know that Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, I should have just called it as soon as like that got announced that, the Chiefs are going to go back to the Super Bowl, no matter what happened. But, I mean, again, I don't dislike Patrick Mahomes, but he's becoming the new Tom Brady, and people are even saying he's becoming. I saw an interview with Tom Brady with Colin Cowherd where Tom Brady was like talking about Patrick Mahomes. He's like, for me, my heroes were Joe Montana, and oh god, who was Steve Young, stuff like that, like the why am I blanking on the John Elway? You know what I mean? And so to him, those are the greatest of all time. And then for our generation, we saw Tom Brady
Peyton.
and then Peyton Manning, and I think besides those two, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, there's other ones like Phillip Rivers.
There was good quarterbacks. Phillip
Drew
Rivers,
Brees.
Drew Brees, Big Ben.
Yeah, but for the new generation, it is kind of just Patrick Mahomes. I think Lamar Jackson is up there. I think Josh Allen is up there.
Those are your three.
But we shouldn't get caught up in the zeitgeist as well, just because I think Joe Burrow is definitely up there.
Yeah,
but
if he can come back from that injury, yeah.
Yeah, but I think those are the only four because Justin Herbert's really good, but he has yet to prove himself. I mean, he's okay. Let me take that back. He's doing really well, but the system he's been in has really sucked. But then if we're looking at other quarterbacks, I think, ones that are gonna the name is gonna stick with people forever. Do you think Russell Wilson's name is gonna be forever remembered?
For our generation,
end up in Canton.
And people a little bit younger than us, maybe people in their early 20s, yes. People remember how Russell Wilson played and everything like that. But what's also going to get stuck in a lot of people's head is the pick that he had in the end zone against the Patriots. That's going to be, and then the way he played in Denver. That's what people are going to look at the negative.
Yeah. So I think if we're looking everyone loves to hate Tom Brady because he won 7 Super Bowls, because he was so good. Okay. I guess that's Patrick Mahomes. But I'm kind of thinking that, I hate to make this comparison because I know you said it earlier, but Lamar is kind of reminding me of Peyton Manning, where it took him 8 years to get to a Super Bowl.
Which is what I think is going to happen. But I think he'll get a Super Bowl. I'm hoping it's with us. I'm hoping it's because I'm a big Lamar fan. I have nothing against Lamar. I think he's probably I think he's the greatest quarterback in the league, behind Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback. I can't even say anything other than that. I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan, even though I'm mad at the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is him. I know that.
I'm a firm believer in don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I mean? I don't hate any Cowboys player. I don't really. I acknowledge the fact that Philadelphia has a good team. I just don't like those teams because reasons. Which is, again, you were talking about if they played the Dallas Cowboys, you'd root for the Cowboys. That's kind of how it was last year. They were playing against the Eagles, and I was rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs. And just no. But
I rooted for Kansas City last year too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah, overall, I think somehow they're just going to find a way. Kansas City's going to win, but I really want San Francisco to win just because, if nothing else, the talent on that team deserves it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think their coaching is really good. It's crazy. Did you see that? What was it? It's not a meme. It's just a picture going around from that 2000 whatever Washington. It was the Redskins at the time. The Washington Redskins staff. You had McVay. You had that's I think it was 6 or 7 people that had head coaching positions since then out of just that Washington staff. That just shows you the talent that Washington had in coaching, and they had bad ownership and couldn't do anything with it. That's so terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I remember watching something today. And someone was talking about how, it can't get worse, and they were talking about the new ownership under Josh Harris. I'm like, come on, it was the first year. We still were under, Snyder's. Mm-hmm. I guess we were recovering from the chokehold that was Snyder.
Yeah.
So
I don't count this as this year. I don't count as being underneath new management because you guys just had to coast and do what you had to do to get through the season.
Right. Also, I'm rooting for San Francisco because Chase Young. Just saying. But if they win the Super Bowl, I think we get their second round pick, we're getting their. I can't remember if it's the second or third that we got for him. But point being, we get the end of the second or third round, maybe pick up something there. But let's talk about Mike McDonald.
Or just gonna throw this out here: use those picks, trade up in the draft, get a quarterback for this regime. For this regime,
they have the second overall pick, so I think they're going to get Drake May or. What's the other one? I don't think Caleb Williams will be available because whoever picks first. Do you feel like the Bears would just fall for it?
Yeah, Bears are going to pick a quarterback. I don't think they should, and I hope Justin Fields does amazing wherever he goes.
I could see him going to Carolina if Bryce Young doesn't work out. Yeah, I could see Atlanta. But without getting back, without
that's a good pick. That's a good pair right there. Okay, I was just thinking.
Well, speaking of Atlanta. Okay, because I wanted to talk about Mike McDonald going to Seattle.
Oh yeah, let's dunk on our competition now. Feel better about ourselves.
How do you feel about Arthur Smith going to...
Welcome to the division, buddy. You'll still find a way to beat us, and I have no clue how, but, welcome to the division. Tomlin's just good coaching against the Ravens. I mean, I can make fun of the Steelers all day, but it's unfortunate. It's just, I'm big on statistics and analytics, and it's just true. Mike Tomlin's owned us. Everyone in the AFC North, to be honest.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, at least we have more playoff wins than them in the past, 5 years.
Yeah. At least we have a Super Bowl within this century. So, I mean...
No, they do, too. They won the Super Bowl.
2009.
Yeah, so that was 3 years before.
Yep.
Yep. I was playing Madden the other day, and this would never happen in real life, but I was playing Madden, and Lamar got injured, and so I picked up Joe Flacco in free agency. But
you didn't roll with Huntley? I would have rolled with Huntley.
I think let Huntley walk. He's not going to get a starting position anywhere, but I could see him being a backup and
Hey, he is a Pro Bowl quarterback, sir.
My bad.
I think he'll stay in Baltimore.
Probably. I mean, he's not gonna get a huge contract anywhere.
He's a good backup. I think he's a very reliable backup. He does what he can. Yeah. He's made some bad plays. He makes some good plays. It's what we asked for.
Yeah, but I think the Steelers, nothing's going to change. If they get the 7th seed, cool. If not, I don't think they're going to be doing too much. But okay, so realistically, though, looking at this list, who do you think we keep? I'm going to send you this link.
Are you talking about you're talking about who's on that list? If we're smart, Geno Stone and Justin Madubuike. It is hard to get a good safety, and it's hard to get a good defensive tackle like that. It kind of reminds me of when we had Alohi Nada, Terrell Suggs, and Ed Reed back there after Ray, the one season after Ray left.
Yep.
And we had, was that CJ Mosley's rookie? No. That would have been Zach. Was that Zach Orr?
I don't remember. It's so unfortunate that both Ed Reed and Ray Lewis were at the AFC division or the AFC championship.
Yeah.
But.
Well, no, they probably loved how the defense was playing.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, I think keep Roquan and Marlon Humphrey at all costs.
Yeah. Marlowe's good. He's good. I actually like Brandon Stevens. I think he's actually played pretty well. And he's a young guy, so I think, we get one more corner. Unless, I can't remember what our deal is with Williams, but he's pretty good. But no, if we can keep Geno and Justin, we're set. Because for the defense, we can just get young guys to build around. That's what we need to do. I love us getting veterans. There's a lot of cool veterans, but for the cap situation, we have to develop players. That's why I wanted us to keep Mike McDaniel so bad. I mean, is it Ben Johnson? Is that the offense coordinator for? He stayed. Yep. He stayed in Detroit. Yep. He told him he wasn't taking it because he wants to try to run it back. That's what I was hoping would happen. But at the same time, it is very hard. I'll say this, and then I'll contradict myself. It's very hard to get an NFL head coaching job in the sense of for younger, not proven defense coordinators, offensive coordinators, young guys coming out of college. Even though people are now starting to copy that McVay scheme where they're all trying to do that now. But for someone like Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, they could get even though they haven't been really coaching the greatest recently, they'd be able to get a head coaching spot in a minute because they are proven track records versus younger guys.
Okay. Yeah. 100%. Well, let's talk about some other news. So you said the Seahawks were probably going to go to the divisional round. I could see it. I don't know who we get as our new DC.
Bill Belichick. That's the only way I'll be happy. Or a cool guy out of college. I don't want any of these guys that are recycled through the NFL system that don't do great, and then they do great 1 year, then they get a head coaching job the next, and they're back to defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? I want us to go with a young guy and young talent, or Bill Belichick. That's the only two.
I did see the Packers are hiring Boston College head coach Jeff Hafley as the next DC. Interesting. But, I mean...
I know a certain YouTuber won't be mad, but he won't be happy at the same time. I think he wanted a more proven guy. I think the guy was watching Tom Grossi. I think he wanted a more proven guy. I haven't watched his video on the reaction to it yet, but I think they'll be good next year too. To be honest with you.
Okay, well, let's stop. I feel like we kind of been ADHDing. Or I want to ask you with the Ravens, how far do you think we get next year?
Wild card.
You don't think we're going past the wild card? We're not making the AFC Championship again? You're probably right.
I don't think we'll have a good enough squad. I think Lamar's going to play great. I think Roquan's going to play great. I think the defense will probably be top 10. But we need that extra push from the defense to be top 5. And I don't think we're going to have that unless our offense can turn around and we just coach better. I mean, our offense looked no different than when we had Greg Roman.
Yeah. I just don't know why we had OBJ and we didn't use him. We had Dalvin Cook, we didn't use him. Gus Edwards didn't use him. I don't know if that's Harbaugh's fault, but
whoever makes the offensive game plan, they should have ran the ball. That's all they should have done the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zay will improve, but I mean, if we don't make it past the wild card, yeah, I could see it. I mean, depending on how healthy everyone is next year, I mean, the Browns are probably not going to be doing the greatest, but they could probably sneak into the playoffs.
I think they actually might beat the division next year, to be honest. Them or Cincinnati.
Cincinnati could, depending on it. Because I mean, I think T. Higgins is a free agent. They're trying to get him back.
That's right.
I know.
I think it'd be Cincy though that gets the division.
It's going to be either Cincinnati. I could see Cleveland. We might make a playoffs as a wild card.
I was thinking Cleveland, and I said Cleveland, and then I think, if I just remembered correctly, I think that $60 million for Deshaun Watson's contract hits next year. So I don't know what their cap space is looking like in terms of talent. But if David Njoku can play like he played with Joe Flacco, ooh.
Well, is Nick Chubb coming back? Because he tore what? He
tore ACL and MCL, I'm pretty sure. It's the same injury on a different leg, I'm pretty sure, in college. He had the exact same thing. I just wanted to be healthy, man. He was one of my favorite running backs to watch, even though he was on the Browns. Hated that he played for him, but I hope he comes back.
You think, is Joe Flacco back, or is he just signed a 1-year deal?
No, he was just a 1-year deal, I think. I bet you he gets a backup role somewhere else, though, because he earned one. He still got it.
It says he's still with the Cleveland Browns, but
unless they might have restructured his 1-year deal. I have no clue.
Yeah, I mean, it's so early. I mean, this season isn't even done yet, so
for us it is. For only two fan bases, it's still going.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I mean, I know the Pro Bowl is next week, but I'm going to be on vacation, and
I have no interest in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
If it was what it used to be, I would do a reaction to the Pro Bowl. I used to love watching the Pro Bowl. It used to be one of my favorite things, to be honest with you. But I don't like. It's just kind
of nobody cares
now.
Anymore.
I think it'd be more fun to see like the old school like quarterback challenges, wide receiver challenge, like 40-yard dash. Who's the fastest?
Oh yeah. You know what would make me incredibly depressed though for next year is if the Chiefs made it again to the Super Bowl and they got Taylor Swift to play the halftime show. Like if Taylor Swift is announced as doing the halftime show, then I'm putting all money. If I was a betting man, I'm betting on the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. Nah. Off the cuff. Who's going to the Super Bowl next year? Who you got?
Without even thinking about it. God, I can't just not think about it. Hold on.
I got the Dallas Cowboys going against the Kansas City Chiefs. That was the first two teams that popped in my head. I don't want it to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. Let's just say, oh God, Bengals versus
Lions.
Lions. Yeah, Bengals Lions. Let's do that.
That actually sounds like that'd be a great matchup. To be 100% honest with you, I'm okay.
As
the AFC North competitor, I would too. As the AFC North competitor, I'd hate the Bengals going, but man, that'd be a great Super Bowl.
Yep. Or I could see Rams and Chiefs or whatever. I think the Rams. People are saying they're getting geared up to make another run at it.
We saw how good they were this year. I think they actually might make a run at it next year.
Who knows? Anyway, any thoughts on Jim Harbaugh going back to San Diego?
Oh, I hope he does great. Besides, when he goes against us, was it week? I don't know what week it is, but we go against them one day next year. So I hope we beat them, but I hope he does great.
Yep. Well, I know that Washington's playing a home game in Baltimore, or it's going to be Baltimore's playing Washington in Baltimore. It'd be interesting if I could go to that one because I'd be happy either way, I guess, technically. But
if it's anything like previous years, Washington will have our number. Washington beats the Ravens too, which is crazy to me.
Well, we beat them the last time.
Preseason and in 2012, the year we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No. They played us.
We played 2018.
No, it was like 2020 or 21, and the Ravens won.
Okay. I can't remember that game, to be 100% honest with you.
It's all good, yeah. But looking forward, I don't know what's going to happen with the Ravens. I hope eventually, I think in the next 5 years, depending on how well they play their cards, sure. But is what it is. Do they have nominees now for the honors?
For like MVP and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Or
think they had that before the playoffs.
let me look at that. We'll wrap this up here soon. But okay, I want to see here.
Okay. I got Lamar for MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, CJ, of course.
Where's the list? Here we go.
Not sure.
Okay, here we go. NFL honors. Okay, yeah, it looks like. Okay, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Dak Prescott, and Brock Purdy. It's gonna be Lamar. Maybe Christian McCaffrey. Offensive Player of the Year. Christian McCaffrey, he's gonna get it. Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I think that's. Christian
Why is CeeDee Lamb there? I'm sorry, but like
CeeDee Lamb had a good season. He had a really good season.
Okay. Defensive Player of the Year: Myles Garrett, Deron Bland, Max Crosby, Micah Parsons, and TJ Watt. It's going to be either Myles Garrett or Micah Parsons.
I think it's going to be TJ Watt.
Yeah. I mean, he won it like last year, didn't he?
Because Myles Garrett was killing it at the beginning of the year, but then I think TJ Watt put some separation between them.
Yeah. All right. Offensive Rookie of the Year is probably going to be CJ Stroud, but it's him, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka Nacua, and Bijan Robinson. I think Puka Nacua deserves it, but it's going to be CJ Stroud.
I 100% agree with that statement. I think there should be like, just like MVP, there should be like rookie MVP of the year or something like that, and then have offensive, because Puka definitely does. I mean, he deserves another award.
Oh yeah. All right. Defensive Player of the Year. Oh wait, this is defensive
rookie.
There we go. Will Anderson Jr., Devin Witherspoon, Jalen Carter, Joey Porter, and I think Will Anderson with the Texans.
I think it'll be Jalen Carter.
Possibly. Comeback Player of the Year, it's going to be Damar Hamlin, but Damar Hamlin, Matthew Stafford, Tua, Joe Flacco, and Baker Mayfield. If Damar Hamlin wasn't here, I'd say Joe Flacco.
I think he would win because of recency bias. Baker kind of deserves to be on to be up there too, in my opinion, but I think it'll be Damar.
Coach of the Year, it'll probably be Dan Campbell, but Dan Campbell, John Harbaugh, D'Amico Ryans, Kyle Shanahan, Kevin Stefanski. I mean, if the 49ers win the Super Bowl, probably Kyle Shanahan.
I think it'll be D'Amico Ryans, personally.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. It would probably be Dan Campbell, though, I think. Well, no, maybe D'Amico Ryans, yeah. I think that's it, though.
Trying to think if there's any other news that we missed or anything like that. But I think we covered it all, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we got some ideas. I got some ideas for stuff that we could do in the future. I mean, honestly, I think it'd be cool if we did a video where we talked about, like, and I was thinking about this when we were doing the live stream, but like, if we added just one more team per division, it made it 5 teams per division instead of 4. I mean, we'll talk more about it, but if we were putting in London and Berlin, that would go in there, and then
probably Mexico.
Honestly, I didn't think about that, but yeah. But we'll just save that for another time when I come back. We'll talk about the Super Bowl when I come back in a couple weeks, and yep, I'm gonna go on a baby moon. So.
We appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for supporting our full season that we did this year. You guys are amazing. We'll have some more content coming. If I can think of anything during the week to post during the little hiatus we're taking, then I'll post something. But until then, guys, love y'all, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, go 49ers.
Go 49ers.